I want you to acknowledge this. I don't know if you do or not. That, like, for example, you asked why black people aren't, like, the reason why there's not as many black people in universities is because they're not applying. But then we have to see as, like, why are they not applying? So I feel like they lack, like, minorities in this country lack a lot of resources. Like, it's definitely possible. Like, we've seen it happen. Like, I mean, that's why I'm here, right? But it's not as easy as it is for, like, you know, some white people. And I just want that, like, acknowledgement, because it seems as though it's like we're saying everybody starts off at the same pace and there's no...
I love your question. I'm really glad you're here. Can I ask you 3 quick questions? You graduated high school, right? You don't yet have a kid, I'm guessing? Okay. And do you have a job of some sort? Okay. So you, based on those 3 great choices, are nearly guaranteed to not live in poverty in America. That has nothing to do with skin color. That has nothing to do with racism. You are a person of color that has overcome what you believe to be a systemic racist environment by making good choices. You are an example of why America is the greatest country in the history of the world.
Firstly, I would like to say thank you, Charlie, for your tireless and unwavering dedication to fighting for the future of our youth and the future of our country. Thank you so much. Your hard work, your commitment, and the passion are truly inspiring. Yes, and we want to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate the immense efforts that you put each and every day. Thank you so much. Well, in a time when young people are constantly being influenced by various forces, some of which seeks to distort values and weaken the principles that have helped to build a country, you have stepped forward as a strong advocate for conservative ideas, for the truth, and for the empowerment of our youth.
I want you to tell me exactly the point in history where America was great.
You know, it's funny. Point to me a time in history where America wasn't great. Tell me where it starts.
The birth of America?
Point in America where America wasn't great.
On murder and thievery and deception. What do you mean?
Now let me explain this to you real quick. This is for everybody to listen to. Everybody always have this perception that we shouldn't acknowledge America as being great. America started at a certain point and grew and came better over time. No country that you know of was 100% perfect at the foundation. No country. No country in the world. No countries in Africa, no countries in Europe, you can name it. Everybody started at a certain point and it became greater over time.
You didn't answer my question.
Ever since you've been alive, America has been the greatest it's ever been.
You think so?
100%, brother. You can name somewhere else that's better than America. And why don't you live there?
I'm not sure.
I know you're not sure because they don't exist.
Show
me somewhere else that's as diverse as America. Anywhere.
As diverse?
That's as diverse.
What does diversity mean if
opportunities
people are being
for
discriminated
all
against?
People. Show me another country that give opportunities for all people like America.
Do you think we have the same opportunity as everybody else, as black people?
Yeah, 100%.
With a 200-year economic head start on us and no
What's
reparations?
stopping you now? Aren't you at this university?
Yeah.
You're at the university just like all these white people. How's that any different? Can't you?
I want you to go 2 blocks that way and tell me where they at.
You can read. You can go to class. You can make good grades. I'm hoping that you're making straight A's. How is America stopping you from doing that? And how is it stopping you from being prosperous enough to go down the street and make a difference in your own community? How is America stopping you from doing that?
Why is it my responsibility to make a difference in my community that was sabotaged from the start?
Let's go back to the foundation.
Do you think the CIA planted drugs in our communities?
They didn't make you sell it.
Do you think they...
No, I agree.
Do you think they burned down
stories of how
black
the CIA,
businesses? Do you know what Black Hollywood is?
Let's go one at a time. I've heard stories that the CIA planted drugs in the inner city communities. Not every black community, but in some. They still don't make you go and sell drugs to your brother, do they? Why are you not selling drugs right now? Because it doesn't make sense for you to do that. You have an opportunity to go to a university, get an education, and make yourself better and make your family better in the next few generations. Nobody's stopping us from doing that. I'm sitting on campus right now, and all these people are listening to me.
You know what's stopping
everybody? What's stopping me?
Money.
In America, what's stopping you from making money in America?
What the is not stopping us from making money?
You got the same university as all these white people. How you got it different?
Exactly.
You said what? Excuse me?
We're in debt.
That's
our
your fault.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right?
Okay, we
were never given boots to begin with.
Let's start with this. I actually went and graduated from a university. So I'm not a guy that didn't go to college. I had a full scholarship, so I didn't pay for school in my undergrad. Graduate school, I paid for out of my pocket. I did not get a loan. I mean, I did not have to get loan forgiveness or nothing like that. I had $11,000 worth of debt and I paid it. How is that different than anybody else out here?
Because everybody doesn't have the same opportunity.
I'm black though. How did I pay my loan off and you can't? Or
where you from?
I'm from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Dunbar High School.
Fort Worth,
right
Texas.
in the hood and stop 6. Right in the hood and stop 6. How did I get to this point if America's against me?
Did everybody in your neighborhood get to that point?
Well, different choices. There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that made it out because they made better choices. I could have sold drugs. I didn't. Why? Because I wanted something better out of my life.
What do you say about the disproportionate wealth? Is that
okay?
Does that not matter?
It's about culture. How much money do you save?
I don't know. I'm in debt, bro.
You in debt. How much do you invest?
I don't know.
How did you get into debt? Who chose to come here?
Me.
Well, that's you laid it out.
How can you talk so long and not say anything? What leftists don't get is that respect is not a right. Respect is something that you earn to deserve. The misunderstanding often arises when individuals or groups insist on being respected for their views or positions without offering any real justification or meaningful contribution to the conversation. They may demand respect because of their status, identity, or perceived victimhood, rather than working to earn it through respect for others and through offering thoughtful, well-supported arguments. True respect, ladies and gentlemen, is reciprocal. It's not about entitlement. No, it's about building relationships based on mutual understanding, fairness, and the willingness to listen and engage with others' perspectives. Yeah.
Now, when you come here, for every college student here, this should be an investment into your future.
Right.
Anybody that know anything about making money knows that you have to invest to get to the next step.
You may be
in debt. You may be in debt to make an investment to get to the next step. So if you do this properly, this is a debt investment to make more money in the future. If you come here and clown around and take a major that won't put you anywhere, then you just got into debt for no doggone reason. It's a cultural thing. Black people in America don't have wealth like others because they choose not to generate wealth through investments and passing their money down.
Who's teaching us to do this?
We should teach each other to do it. Why does somebody got to teach? You want the white man to teach us? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, hell, teach us something.
Okay, no, you could teach something. You got a college, you could get a college education. When you have children, teach your children.
So basically help yourselves. We know you have this 200-year head start.
That doesn't matter, bro. You don't have nothing to do with. You don't have nothing to do with that.
Oh.
You don't have nothing to do with that.
I thought you said one at a time.
You don't have nothing to do with that.
I don't have nothing to do with what?
The 200 years that you're talking about.
Yes, I do. Have you ever heard of generational trauma, generational wealth? My people don't own anything.
Where you come
nothing.
From?
How can you build something when my people come from nothing? I come from South Memphis.
And I come from Stop 6.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I went to university.
What does comparison mean?
What
does comparison mean when the statistics say that we are behind?
We're not behind. Some people are behind. We're not behind. Why? Because we make positive decisions. He not behind. He not behind. She not behind. Do I want to go point out all the black people?
You're on a college campus.
But does college guarantee us success?
You're on a college campus.
It depends on what you do with what you have presented to you. You were born in wherever you were born at. Look at you now. What's the difference between you and other people that didn't choose?
Opportunity.
How did you get an opportunity that other people didn't? You were in debt, so you didn't have the money. You didn't have the money to pay for it.
My parents didn't have much, but they had enough to keep me out the hood trying to make some money any way I can. I know people who have no anything. They have to go out there. They have no other choice. They have a horrible education. Do you know what the education system is like here? It's horrible.
Okay, so let's explain it like this. I wanna make sure we talk it at the same level.
Right.
So in America, every single person has an opportunity to do something with what they have in their hand.
And we have nothing in our hands. That's the point.
Let me say this. I believe wholeheartedly that God gives you a hand of cards to play. Hear me out.
God gives you
Hear me out. God gives you a hand of cards to play. Not everybody's hand is the same. What you can have a full deck of great cards and you play them poorly, you won't make it in life. You can have a bad hand, you play them strategically and you play them right, you'll do good in life. You had a not so good hand growing up where you grew up at. You made positive decisions that led you here. That's the hand you've been dealt. Everybody don't have a freaking silver spoon in their mouth. America is the only place.
They proportionately
Who
do.
is they?
Everybody else, man.
Everybody else like who? Are you saying white people? Brother, you in the same situation as all these white people and you playing the victim.
Am I?
You at the same university?
Am I? What does the same university have to do with anything?
You go to the same classes?
I had a 4.3 GPA in high school. I did what I was supposed to
you got now?
I did what I was supposed to do.
What's your GPA now?
3.6.
Brother, what's holding you back then?
That's the point. Everybody doesn't have a 3.6. Everybody is
Did
not.
you just get a 3.6 because you woke up one day? You studied, didn't you?
Right, no,
What?
I actually didn't.
You didn't study.
No.
So then you have a gift that you can go and make a 3-point something and don't even study.
Right.
Brother, I mean, I don't know. I think we're wasting our time talking to each other. The bottom line is that if you study, you work hard, you play the cards that you're dealt properly, you will be successful. This country makes more millionaires than anywhere in the world. You can talk, Oprah Winfrey came from nothing. Tyler Perry came from nothing. I mean, you go down the list. You go down a list, brother.
Why are you naming rich black people?
Because these are the people.
Why are you naming
what
rich
about me?
black people?
All right, me.
You talking
What
about,
about
me
me?
and you. I'm talking about everybody in the surrounding, everybody outside of this bubble.
Listen, man, you're a product of your decision making. You're an example that you can come from nothing and come to the
Product
university.
of your decision making when the majority
You
of
came
others
from
are a
nothing and you're
product
at the
of their
university.
environment.
What are we saying? You came from nothing, you're at the university. How about you go and teach other young men like you that grew up where you grew up how to do what you did to get here, period. What's the problem in that? Well, come to the mic, please. Can you come to the mic?
He want me off the mic.
No, it doesn't matter about recording. Can you come to the mic so we can hear your question, please?
Come on, we
No,
double
it's
team the
so
mic.
we can get the audio in.
We can double team the mic. We can double team the mic.
Just
It's
ask
okay.
the question and I'll try to answer your question. Hold on one second. What's your question?
How does everyone have an opportunity when systematically the U.S. has multiple inequities within?
What inequities? Can you explain one? Wait a minute, inequities in education, what does that mean? Do you consider yourself a minority?
I do.
Is the country against you?
Technically, in a way, it could be.
But it's not. You're here. You did what you're supposed to do to get here.
You.
That's what it's about, individuality. If you do what you need to do, you'll be here.
You as in everybody on this campus.
Listen, some people grow up in a terrible environment. Can we agree? Some people in that terrible environment make positive decisions to get out of that environment. Some people, it takes longer in life to do that.
like
And that's not a
5%?
black thing. It's an everybody thing. There's poor white people in this country too. Do you not forget that? Most people on food stamps are white. Most people incarcerated are white.
Most people in the country are white.
Most people get killed by police are white.
Most everybody in this country is white. What
So
does
what I'm
does
saying-
that what does
what
that
I'm saying
statistic
is
have to do with anything?
That if poverty was just relegated to black people, it would only be black
You
people that
talking
are
on a
poor.
script. I can't listen.
All right, come on.
This is what it looks like to dislike someone and you have zero idea why. They come up with regurgitated nonsense and don't like it when their nonsense is rebutted with truth or facts. They just hate to hate. Can you imagine? They just hate to hate. It's like saying, I'm a Democrat because CNN told me so. Absolute brainwashing. Absolute brainwashing. It's crazy. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, it's crazy. What's particularly frustrating is that, in theory, colleges should be a place where young adults are exposed to a wide range of ideas, perspectives, and critical thinking skills. It should challenge them to question assumptions, engage with complex issues, and develop the tools they need to think deeply and analytically about the world, right? But however, instead of cultivating that kind of intellectual growth, ladies and gentlemen, many students, they are being taught to accept surface level information and trendy ideologies. Can you imagine? They are being taught to accept trendy ideologies without fully understanding or critically evaluating the concepts behind them. Because their education nowadays often feels more like a series of rehearsed responses and ideas they have been taught to adopt. Literally, when you hear them speak, literally, it's as if it's a rehearsed series of ideas coming from a script or something. In fact, most students appear to be more focused on following the trends in their social circles or embracing political correct views rather than developing their own well-rounded, informed perspectives. And this can be traced back to a broader societal issue where education is often more about indoctrination now, no longer about enlightenment. It's now like it's just an institution of indoctrination. And as a result, students from these institutions, they emerge with incomplete understanding of the world. When they face the real world issues, they can cope. They often find themselves unprepared to contribute meaningfully to discussions. How sad. To sum up, the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ is an immensely positive and impactful act. It brings about personal transformation, spreads love, justice, hope, and truth. It aligns with God's commands, ladies and gentlemen. It offers eternal meaning, fills those who hear it with deep joy. Ultimately, it's the most precious gift humanity can receive, creating lasting change in both individuals and communities, reflecting God's heart and His purpose for the world, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click on the next one. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now.